that's been deployed. Let's take in some reactions that are coming in immediately after the blast took place, what the officials had to say.
It is as per the plans. The teams were working for this execution of the Honorable Supreme Court's order, and largely it is as per the plans. We are going to the site to assess the remnants which are there.
What are the three aspects which you're going to be checking, sir? I'm asking you very short answer. Three aspects which you're going to be
See, one is if there is any leftover explosive which could become a safety issue. Second is about the debris, and thirdly about the smoke in the area, so that the visibility, and we need to restore the traffic as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Mr. Avnish Awasthi joining us on the phone line. Mr. Awasthi, what can you tell us? Looks like a smooth operation, and really a sigh of relief with that for everyone who has their houses in those towers adjacent to the now twin towers that have completely been reduced to dust. What are the big challenges that lie ahead? And before that, if you could just tell us about the impact, if there was any impact whatsoever on the adjacent buildings. What is it that you've been able to pick up, sir?
Well, I had a discussion with the officers on the ground, the CEO, the CP as well as the DM. Everything has gone as per schedule. The immediate impact will be settlement of the dust, removal of the rubble. Long-term impact, it's too soon to give us give a reply right now. But I think that you have all seen it very visually, that everything went as per schedule, and I'm sure this message that anything which is illegal will not stand the test of time has been proved.
Absolutely, sir. The biggest message has been sent out to the corrupt lobby behind this big corruption project. But as far as the next few days go, Mr. Awasthi, now that the Home Department is monitoring the situation very carefully, we heard the Chief Minister there as well. How challenging is it going to be? Because there are people who want to come back to their houses, some of whom have been evacuated on a temporary basis. What is it that the officials plan to do?
Well, we don't expect much of a challenge in the long run, but then the short run, obviously, everyone has to be careful. You wait for a while, by evening things will be very clear. Sprinklers have been put in place, fire brigades have been put in place, the police has used the fire tenders to ensure that a lot of water is sprinkled to bring down the dust. The rubble obviously will take some time, but I'm sure the things will come out. Will be ensured.
All right, Mr. Awasthi, so far it all looks good, and to get into details, of course, we'll be focusing on what the ground reports suggest in the coming few minutes, but what's the feedback that you've received? Has the operation gone as per plan?
The operation, as you can see, gone as per plan. It's too soon to give an immediate reply, but the local officers at the ground are all on the job. The agency which was given the charge of demolition has done it well. I'm pretty sure everything will work out as planned. And wait for a while and everything will come out properly. And obviously right now, unless the green signal is given by the local authorities, people should wait and should not come out in the open, so that the environment time is given to clear the air around, literally.
And before I let you go, Mr. Awasthi, one last question. The biggest challenges that one has had to face with regards to the preparations, talk about traffic, talk about emergency services, the evacuation. How was the journey for everyone involved in this big operation?
Well, at the government level, the Honorable Chief Minister himself personally monitored this. The Industry Department, which was given this charge, the Home Department, all and everyone in the government were very closely monitoring this. The officers on the ground were given specific instructions. The best of the agencies were put in place, so I think everything has gone as per schedule, and the rule of law has been maintained on the ground. The Honorable Supreme Court's orders have been implemented, so things will go well. This message is big and clear that, well, in UP, the rule of law will be supreme.
Yes, certainly, as you can see, our viewers can see it. This is the first visual of the ATS Twin Tower. We used to look towards up, and my video journalist Mohan and me have managed to come to this spot where you can see the debris of the Twin Tower. The main concern of the police authorities was that particular Emerald Tower number 14, which is also quite not seem to any kind of affected. Mohan was shifting his focus. There's totally sand, dust here, none of the particles. These are the exclusive visuals which we are bringing you for viewers of Times Now. You can see that the debris of Twin Towers, first time in the television, only of Times Now, barely 15 meters away from the spot where this demolition has happened. There's only dust and smoke which can be seen. The ATS towers, the Emerald Court Tower, I beg apology. The Emerald Court towers can be seen totally safe. There's nothing which is done. There's total smoke, dust, which is filling here. We have seen that how the water is being sprinkled. Mohan, just keep on that side because it can affect the lenses. So I would suggest Mohan to just be on the visuals. These are the exclusive visuals of that 29th floor and 32 floor tower, which has been done into dust. Visuals can clearly show that whatever was said by the officials is also true. The debris could be of 2 to 3 floors height. The debris can be seen here. Apart from the debris, nothing can be seen. The demolition was so controlled that not even one brick has fallen on the ground. Neither the bricks have fallen towards the other residential tower. Mohan, if you just pan towards the left-hand side, our viewers can see there's no damage, Pratibha, which has happened to either of the tower, either Emerald Court or ATS tower. There's total dust and nothing is quite damaged here apart from this illegal construction of the building. So reporting from the ground zero, me, Priyank Tripathi and my video journalist Mohan Singh have managed to bring this exclusive visual for the viewers where you can see only dust can be seen. The debris can be seen here, but no damage to either of the 2 residential towers. The plastic sheet which was there is also seen. Mohan would just zoom in and show. This is the construction which has fallen towards the right-hand side. The stretch of this building can be seen. Mohan, just zoom out so that viewers can understand that every straight line which you are watching on TV used to be one of the floors which has been controlled, demolished. The ATS tower which was on the other side, could have been affected, but that is also not seen. So the planning was superb. The planning was such that everything has been brought down here on the ground. Back to you in the studio, Pratibha.
Okay, all right. Priyank getting us these details. Priyank, coming back to you, we are talking about the impact that it had. Now the focus is going to be on what's next. Over the last few weeks, we've been talking about the kind of preparations that have got in place. But now, as the structure has been flattened out completely, the focus is going to be on ensuring that the debris is cleared and also assessing the damage there. What are you picking up on ground there?
See, Pratibha, there is a very well thought, well-proof mechanism which has also been put into place where this debris will be shifted to another location. But look at the dust, Pratibha. Look at the dust. Just the total, all these trees, everything which is here is totally covered with dust and sand particles. If you look on the ground, there's no brick which can be seen. Everything has been done into dust. This is what we can say. There's nothing which is left in these twin towers. We are once again going back to the visuals where Mohan will show you every floor, every 32 floors of illegal demolition can be seen here where the floors have been totally gutted down. We will attempt to go to the other side in just a short while from now, Pratibha.
Okay, all right. We'll also be going across to our other reporters who are joining us, Priyank, but to talk about that exact moment once again, because it was such an unprecedented moment. Like we've been discussing, it went on with such precision. So just to talk about that moment once again, the explosion as it took place, because for our viewers, of course, we've been getting visuals. So, you know, for our viewers as well, it's going to be just as they were watching the moment, as if they were right here. But just to describe that moment as well, a loud thud, after which the entire building crumbled.
Yes, certainly, we are there on the ground, and we are the one who is walking on the debris of this twin tower. The fiber cables is so much placed that this is the debris which can be seen here. These are the first and exclusive visuals which we are bringing you for viewers. We know that these small structures were put in. We have been told by the Noida police officials to move back because this area is yet to be cleared by the authorities. But on the ground, what you can see, that people are also chanting. These are the exclusive visuals which we are bringing here, where the demolition site is being seen first time on Indian television, only in Times Now. These are the small particles, these are the small, bricks which can be seen here. Apart from this brick, nothing can be seen. We are being told by the Noida officials to move back, but we wanted to show that this area has totally... Sir, there's no damage to other properties, sir.
We are showing you. Wait, let cleaning is to be done.
So there you have first reaction from the edifice. They will be showing here.
अच्छा तरह से गिरा है, बहुत सुरक्षित से गिरा है ये.
So here you can see in the visuals, although there's a bit of commotion, we apologize for that, but these are the exclusive visuals only for the viewers on Times Now, where you can see that this structure is right before us. We used to tilt up to see that, but now you can see that this particular structure has been brought to the ground, totally dusted, back to the studio. Come on.
Okay, all right. Priyank, will continue coming back to you. Priyank is right there at the spot. As we mentioned, the building has been reduced to rubble. Priyank is there. Officials also reaching there at the spot. Like we mentioned, the first reaction of the officials while speaking to Times Now has been that everything went according to plan. There's no reason to worry. Everything was to the T as expected. So that's some good news coming in. Remember, the residents had been extremely anxious on how it's all going to go down. Despite the kind of planning that had gone in, they were worried that because their houses are so close to the towers that are going to be demolished, what is the kind of impact that is going to have. But the officials saying that it went according to plan, so it's exactly how they had planned it. But to get a closer look at what the impact has been, because of the magnitude of the explosion, they're going to be visiting the spot. In just a few moments from now, in fact, they will be reaching there to make an assessment, not just of the debris, but also of the buildings close by, to see the kind of damages that have been caused. Remember, they had said that a few glasses could splinter, it could break, and there could be some cosmetic damages as well to these buildings, apart from, on the paints as well. So these are some of the assessments that they would be doing. The edifice engineering that was in charge of the entire explosion to bring down these towers is going to cover the charges of any of the damages that the residents around the area also incur. Priyank, coming back to you, take us through the action that's happening there. Like we mentioned, in a few moments from now, the officials are also going to be reaching there. But from your assessment, from what you're seeing there as well, and show us around on the impact that the explosion seems to have had.
See, Pratibha, we'll have to once again go back to the visual because there was too much of commotion in between Noida police officials and our crew. Because we wanted to show our viewers the first visuals of, I'm sorry, I beg your pardon, of this twin tower which has been demolished. But once again, we are on the ground, and this is the 80th tower. The speculation which was being raised that soon after the multi-stored building will fall down, there will be huge impact on these buildings. But nothing has happened on this. The Noida police also did a commendable job by stopping everyone who was coming towards this side. And if you're moving towards the other building, because the the twin tower has already been demolished, so we have already shown you the visual. Now you can see that is the second building, Supertech, courtyard, Emerald Court, which was the building which was said to be the one which could have been affected because of this particular building being demolished. But nothing has happened to the visuals. Now you can see in the visuals, these are the tractors which are being used by the officials to spread and spray water so that the dust can settle down as soon as possible. What we have been told by the senior officials in Noida Authority that around 6:30 they will be allowing the residents to move inside. From Green Eye Pratibha, there's no dust which can be seen above 2 to 3, 4 of the height. But right now, the kids are also excited because what they have seen was a dramatic thing which was happening on the ground. They were enjoying it, but sadly, the police officials are trying to keep these kids away from the location so that their health condition can be normal. Back to you.